Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? Man, I've been trying to, you guys probably have seen it, man. I've been trying to go live for like an hour, man, but my Streamlabs is acting really funny right now, man. So apologize to you guys that were probably waiting, or you probably seen it pop up in your notifications about 3 or 4 times that I was trying to go live, man. And for whatever reason, man, having problems with my Streamlabs, man. So it's going to have to just be a black screen on this one. Let me see. What's up, Mark Blake? The Wonderful Life of Bob J. What's up, man? James up in here was good. My man G Funky Boxing, HCP up in here was good, man. Been trying to go live for like an hour, man. G Funky, I don't know what's up with my Streamlabs, man, but so I just, went on the regular just YouTube app, man, and I'm just gonna go old school black screen on this one, man. Let's see what's up in here. Retros for Life, 79 Boxing, what's up? Blackout, what's good, man? So, not really, there's really no big fights coming up, man, but there is still some topics to talk about concerning weight division. Um, just briefly, man, just to give, some shed some light on some up and coming prospects, American prospects, heavyweight prospects. Timothy Moulton, who's 6-0. He was a part of Anthony Joshua's training camp when he was preparing for the Ruiz rematch. He'll be in action on Saturday, and he's 6-0. And Ronnie Hines out of Cleveland, 8-0. He's about 6'6", about 230 pounds. Uh, Won a national Golden Gloves, Southpaw. He'll also be on that same card with Timothy Moulton, and Ronnie Hines is 8-0. All right, let me see who else just joined up in here. My man Retro Boxing and Documentaries, what's good, blood? Kiwi07, what's up? So yeah, those prospects will be in action, man. February 7th. Like I said, not really much going on, man, until a notable heavyweight fights happening February 27th, Parker and Fa. But just some under the radar stuff, some more things going on February 7th. You got Shondell Winters, journeyman level guy. You last see him in the ring with Alan Babbage on the DAZN card. Then you also see when he fought Joseph Parker and lost, but he did have that upset win against Alexander Teslenko. He'll be fighting February 7th. And also on that card, whose name's been floating around with Glovegate, and he actually had his own interview that he put out on Tyson Fury, claiming that Fury had no pad in his gloves when they were sparring. Nicholas Asbury will be in action. He's 9-1. I haven't seen Nick in the ring in some years, man. He last time I seen him in the ring, I believe he lost to Malcolm. It's when Malcolm Showstopper Tan came back after shit. It seemed like 30 years of retirement, but I don't know. Maybe Malcolm was out for like 10 years or something like that, maybe longer. But he came back and he fought Nicholas Asbury and actually beat him. And then Tan ended up getting a fight with Dillian White, I believe, right after that. That's when Dillian White came over here and he fought on the undercard of Terrence Crawford out in Nebraska. And it was literally, I'm not even trying to be funny, man. It was probably about 25 people in the stands. Because I think Dillian White was literally, I think White and Tan was literally the first fight of the card. And that's when Eddie Hearn was saying, "Oh, we're bringing them over to make a splash, or make a splash and use the tick over." And I'm like, "Bro, I don't know what kind of splash you think you gonna make fighting in Nebraska, the first fight of an undercard. They're coming to see Terrence Crawford, not Dillian White. You know what I mean?" But yeah, man, that's the last time I think I seen Nick, man. And I know Nick, he's been in a lot of Fury camps. That wasn't the only Fury camp that he was in. He was also in with Cassius Chaney, was also in that camp, and Huey Fury, when they were helping out Tyson Fury prepare for the Klitschko fight. You know what I mean? Going into the first Klitschko fight, there was only one fight, but they had a rematch set up that didn't happen. But going into that very first, when he first fought Klitschko, Nick was a part of that team. So, people saying that Nick was he's somebody that's trying to, just put some BS out there and complaining and all that. But he does have history with the Furies, though, man, dating back to helping out Tyson going into that first fight with Klitschko, man. Just throwing that out there. All right, but he'll be back in action. I know Nick's been in a lot of training camps, but we will see. There's no opponent as of yet. All right. See what else y'all talking about, man. Lawrence Williams was good, bro. He says that was on the Bud and Dongo undisputed card. Yeah, yep, it was. It was. And I remember, I'm like, there was a lot of us making videos going back and forth and having a dispute about that. And I'm like, man, this ain't making no damn splash. Like, ain't nobody even gonna be there to watch you fight, Dylan. Like, but neither here nor there, man. So that's going on. Like I said, you got Parker and Fogg going down February 27th. Also, I believe on that same day, Callie Meehan's son Willis is fighting in Australia. I think that day, or maybe the day before, something like that. But Willis is another heavy-handed young prospect with some, just guys I want to see more of, man. A lot of you guys always ask me my opinions about these prospects, man, especially the ones that are like 6, 7, 5-0, 4-0. I just want to see more of them. A lot of these guys look great fighting downhill, fighting Joe Blow, the journeyman, and Larry Lunchmeat. You know what I mean? So there's not really much to go from, but there are levels of journeyman that you can fight. Everybody's not just your 2-30 journeyman with been knocked out 28 times. There are some tough dudes out there that will give you a tough go in those 6 or 4 or 8 rounds you're scheduled for. They'll lump you up and steal some rounds. Guy like a Kamil Sokolowski and Kevin Johnson is falling into that group now. Jamal Woods. I actually put up a poll the other day about who's the toughest journeyman you think that will most likely to upset your prospect. And it was between Kamil Sokolowski and Kevin Johnson, man. I've seen a lot of the fans. Some dudes were leaving messages. I don't give a fuck. They're all bums. I'm like, yeah, but that doesn't further the conversation, the question that I'm asking. Some of you guys come to the polls and just tell me you don't give a fuck. It's like, well, that's that. It's good that you telling me that, but that's not one of the options, man. The polls are for people that give a fuck and that want to vote on, whoever I have in there to vote for. You know what I mean? But shouts out to you guys for being engaged in those polls, man. I'm getting shit anywhere from 800 votes to 2,000 votes per poll now. So uh, appreciate you guys, man. All right. Let me see. Let me see. So I covered that because I got some little talking points here, man. I don't want to be too redundant. Just want to get some news out there. Some news you can use, concerning the division, and I'm gonna call it one, man. So covered that. Parker. Yeah. Okay. So before I get to the Bridgerweight news, and yes, the Bridgerweight division, the WBC has took up this Bridgerweight stuff, man. You guys have heard about it. It's a weight class. They have their rankings now. No other sanctioning body has fallen in suit with them, and nobody else has posted the rankings, right? But the WBC does have its top 20. And I looked at it, and I was able to identify about 11 of the top 20 people on there. Um, but before I get to that, let me see what y'all saying, man. Seen and Unseen Boxing says salute to the heavyweight king of covering boxing, Mr. Boxer Day 2, and salute to the chat. Appreciate that, bro. Lawrence Williams says Jennings fought on that same card, and I thought they was going to make White versus Jennings. Yep, you're right. I remember that. My man D Style, what's good, D Style? Appreciate that $2 holla as well, man. James Dag says another belt. Yeah, unfortunately, man. Then my man Lawrence Williams says Johnny Rice is in that category too. Yeah, Jonathan Rice definitely in that category, man. You might want to probably slide Joey DeWeco up in there too. You know what I'm saying? But now Bridgerweight news. All right, now I got it because it's between 200 and 224 pounds. All right, I'm just putting the news out there because they came up with their rankings. Like I said, I was able to identify about 11 of the 20, and some of their top 20 is guys that masquerade around as like they'll go from cruiser, they'll fight, like the middle of the pack cruiserweight guys, or they may have lost to a few high ranked cruiserweight guys, or some of these guys that are rated in the Bridgerweight, know, right under, right like the fringe contender type of heavyweights that fit in this type of weight class. All right. It's between 200 and 224 pounds, as silly as this sounds. All right. But, anyways, um, a call out has been issued. It's the first that I've seen, right? Robert Sims, he is rated number 20, right? He's rated number 20 by the WBC in their Bridgerweight class. He called out Oscar Rivas, who probably the most well known out of all these guys um, to most fans. He's number one in their weight class, okay, for this 200-pound and between 225, 224-pound weight class. He's rated number one. So Robert Sims, who's rated number 20, called him out. I posted the little call out It was on Boxing Scene. Shout out to Boxing Scene. I put it in my community page, and he called them out. Now I think it looks kind of weird for the number one guy to fight the number 20 guy for the world title. However, this I think will help give this division, even though I don't like the belt, but I'll watch the fight, man. I'm just a fight addict. All right, I'll watch the fight. It's going to give it a little bit of, at least it'll start to give it some push. Guys calling each other out. And look, some of these guys, man, they don't look at this like the way some of us traditionalists and us, guys, historians or people that have been watching sport for a long time, a lot of these fighters not looking at it like, oh, it's another weight class that we don't need. Some of these dudes, like Sims, was talking about, hey man, I always want to win a WBC title. It's a dream come true. Look, this can be a dream come true to some of these fighters. So their view isn't going to be the same as mine or yours or that think we have too many weight classes as it is. They might feel that way, but these guys still want to fight for world title. That's why you see these guys fight for the regular title and the silver title and all that. These fighters have a different outlook. They may say one thing in an interview, but behind closed doors, man, a lot of these fighters want to fight for those type of titles. You know what I mean? Um, Now, I don't think the fight will make sense for the title, but just to get the ball rolling, I guess on that division, I wouldn't mind the fight. I have seen Robert Sims fight. He just fought. He fought some tall, light skinned dude. The fight's here on YouTube. I watched it earlier, and he likes to fight. Sims 5'11" likes to fight from. He's kind of like an outboxer trapped in a short guy's bite. He's 5'11", but he likes to fight from the outside, make you miss. And I understand why he's calling out Rivas based on styles. The style that he likes to fight in is a style that's given Rivas trouble, in my opinion, in his other fights. All right, I've seen Rivas struggle against what was that guy's name? Selvera Luis. I remember that fight. I thought that fight could have been a draw. He was boxing him, turning him, sticking from the outside, using that jab, making Rivas plot around a little bit, right? And then we seen with Jennings, even though he lost, but when Jennings was having his success against Rivas, he was using his jab, turning him, right? Dillian White, that fight was kind of different, but so I can understand why Sims is calling him out, not just for the opportunity, but I'm thinking he thinks his style can beat Rivas, all right? But if you look at the rest of that little top 20, man, like at number 2, Riyad Murhi, I've heard of him. Um, Kevin Lorena, I've heard of him at number 3. Dmitry Kudrashov at number 4, I've heard of him. He was a up and coming cruiserweight at one point. He was like 19, 18-0 or 19-0 with all knockouts. And then he ended up losing to Derudula, and he also lost to Dorticos and Makabu. Makabu and Derudula just had a good fight like last week or 2 weeks ago. You know what I mean? So, and then you got like Evgeny Romanov at number 5. That's the guy that stopped Wilder in the amateurs. He's undefeated right now as a heavyweight, rated highly by the WBO. Last I checked, I think it's the WBO. You got Jennings at number 6, Spilka number 7, Alan Babish, the Croatian guy, right? That's coming up on the zone. He's at number 8. Number 9, Joel Tabi Jekko. I thought Jekko was going to fight. What's the dude that beat Mike Tyson in like '05? Danny Williams. But that never came through. I actually did a video about it. I seen the poster that was made, the flyer that was made for the fight. The fight didn't end up happening. Jekko kind of when I watched that dude fight and his body type and his height, he damn near reminds me of like a mixture on a lower level, but like a mixture of like a Wilder and Cunningham mixed in one. That's kind of what he looks like to me. Number 10, I never heard of that guy. Number 11, Marco Huck. We know Huck's made like 13 or 14 successful title defenses of that. What do you have? The WBO cruiserweight title back in the day. Then the next guy I recognized was 15, Isaac Chamberlain from the UK. I've heard of him. Number 18, I recognized Teslenko, who lost to Shondell Winters. That was his upset loss. And then Robert Sims at number 20. So like I said, man, I probably recognize about 11 or 12 of these guys. The other guys, I'm not even going to lie to you, I've never heard of them. All right. So that's the Bridgerweight news. All right. Again, I'm not happy about the weight class, man, but if the fight comes on, I'm a boxing head. I'm going to watch. All right. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to hold you and lie to you. All right. Before I get to the news I'm most excited about, and that's Breazeale and Wallin, let me skip down a little bit. Herkovic. All right, I posted this in my community as well, and I'll cook on all this real quick. Then I'm gonna get to the comment section, read you guys' comments, man. But Herkovic went on his Instagram yesterday. He's back in camp. He's training. Now it just comes down to who is he going to fight? Is it going to be a Hunter? A lot of these guys, man, have been calling like the last 2-3 weeks. You've heard a plethora of call outs and responses and uh, reaction to getting called. It's just a lot going on with these. It seems like everybody want to fight Dillian White. That's mainly because Dillian White has came out and said if Povetkin's not ready, he wants to fight this guy, this guy, this guy, and that guy. Well, all those guys have answered back. Luis Ortiz answered them back. Um, Michael Hunter answered them back. But then Povetkin. Speaking of Povetkin and White, there's some news that came out that Povetkin is back training, and he's kind of like, "Hey man, don't run so far. You're gonna get your rematch, Dillian White." They say that he's back training. Let me, because Povetkin did an interview with Taz, and I believe they said early spring he's gonna be ready. So Dillian White, you ain't gotta fight nobody, bro. Just stay ready, keep doing what you're doing, and just be ready for Povetkin. He ain't going nowhere, man. He just because this came out earlier today, and I just want to make sure I'm accurate. Yeah, boxing scene interview. Povetkin doing light training, expects to be ready for White by early spring. All right, so I know White want to get back in the ring. He's been itching to get back in the ring. He had a date scheduled for Povetkin in November that fell through because Povetkin had the COVID. But Povetkin's training, and this isn't actual like brand new news. I mean, they came out with this a few weeks ago saying that he was back training and he's doing some light work. All right, but it's good to see for him to putting some words out there to let Dillian White know that you're gonna get your rematch. But yeah, Povetkin, he said this is the article on Task. He says right now everything is fine. I have already started running, jumping, working on my punches. I have to recover quickly. Okay. Then he also says there were no complications. Everything went well with recovery. As soon as they began to treat me in the hospital, the temperature dropped right away. There was, of course, some weakness in the body, but as a whole, everything was in order. It's a sin to complain. All right. Then he also went on to say, they're asking about the weight loss due to the virus. He says, well, maybe 6 to 8 pounds. I wouldn't really say it was more than that. I didn't lose a lot of weight. All right. He's 41 years old. You know what I mean? So if there is a time, maybe if there is a time to get Povetkin, maybe it's right now. You know, maybe he doesn't recover fully from this. We will see. All right. Another guy that I seen this putting in some work, man, Charles Martin. He's at 200. He weighed himself, right? I was on his Instagram. He took a picture. He's standing on this scale. You can see his weight, and he claims that it was after he ate as well. You know what I mean? So pretty much saying, hey man, I'm in all types of shape. I just ate a meal and I'm 257 pounds. If you're curious about his weight in his previous fights, he was 254 for the Gerald Washington fight, 253 for the Daniel Marks fight, 254 for the Gregory Corbin fight. And if you're really wondering, he was 245 for AJ, 246 for Kanaki. So 257 is not bad, man, for Charles Martin. All right. Speaking of losing weight, I seen Andy Ruiz. His article on boxing scene, I put that in the community section as well. Says that he lost 20 pounds. I know he's with Canelo's crew. He's working out with those trainers. Now, the 20 pounds, him saying he lost 20 pounds is great. To me, though, it's just, but you dropped 20 pounds from being where, though? Were you 310 pounds and you dropped 20 pounds? Were you 320 and you dropped 20 pounds? Were you 280? Were you 270? I like that you're cutting the weight, but I'm curious to where did you start it initially? All right. And I've seen the pictures, and it's so hard to gauge Andy Ruiz when you're looking at him, man. If he's 280, sometimes his 280 don't look different, no different than 260. You know what I mean? To me. Uh I guess but the last AJ though, when he came into 283 or some crazy shit like that, that was telling. And early in his career when he was like 300. But sometimes, man, it's just hard to gauge where he's at looking at his physique. But he says he lost 20 pounds. Again, my thing is, where did you start, though? You know what I'm saying? Another thing I seen, Mike Coppinger, shouts out to him. He gets like the inside information from some of these teams and camps. He came out saying that Helenius and Konaki early 2021, but that's really not news. I mean, we kind of knew that like a month ago. I had put that out there. All right. So, but he reiterated on his Twitter. All right. So maybe they're getting closer to finding a date. All right. See what you guys talking about up in here. I see Tom Bangers. Let me see. And I'm gonna get to Breazeale and Wallin in 1 second, man. Let me see here. Official AJ says, I saw Rivas wants the belt. Oh, he does? Okay, well, shit, we might see it, but I'm not sure they're going to have Robert Sims versus Rivas, though. You know what I'm saying? But, whatever. Bridgerweight, I'm going to watch the fight, man, but I'm not happy about the new weight class. And I know some people say, well, if you're happy about the new weight class, why support it? I'm just a boxing head, man. I'm a fucking boxing fiend. You know what I mean? I've tried the whole not watch fights and not support it thing. Bro, when it gets like that Saturday and the fights on Saturday night, I be sitting here like, okay, I ain't gonna support this shit. I ain't man, hell no, blah, blah, blah. And I ain't no watching the fight. I've been doing it for like fucking 25, 30 years now, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Coach K was good, bruh. Official just says Rivas beat Ruiz in the amateurs and others. He can box at heavy. Yeah, shit, most notably, he beat Pulev in the Olympics. Um, James Dag says it sounds like the WBC is inventing a belt for Wilder and Fury. Oh boy, I hope not, but they probably will. Coach Casey speaking all facts. Let me see. Lawrence Williams says Lorena versus Lagon number 12 is fighting for the WBC Silver Bridgerweight belt March 13th. I appreciate that, Lawrence. So Lorena versus Laguni. I've heard of Lorena, but I haven't heard of the Laguni guy. But they're gonna fight for the WB. They've already made a silver. Jeez, man. So WBC has already made secondary belts for this weight class. Wow. But I don't know why I'm surprised though. I'm sure, you know, they'll probably have an intercontinental and you know what I mean. Uh, what's the one they always have here in America? The WBC United States Heavyweight Champion. Yeah, they probably gonna get real shicey with these belts. TS Boxing says Makabu, my favorite cruiserweight. Man, that dude can fight, man. And Makabu, yo, I know he got beat by Bellew and but that dude can fight, man. And for those of you that don't know, that's Martin Bacole, that heavyweight I always talk about. Martin Bacole is his younger brother, is his real brother. But Makabu can scrap. Yes, Lawrence, I forgot to mention that. Thanks for reminding me, bro. I thought I had that in my notes, man, my talking points. But yes, Tony Yoka versus Joel Big Joe Jueco is in the works. Um, I thought Petar Malas was going to fight. He's an undefeated Croatian prospect, you guys. He's about 15 or 16 and 0. He's beat Kevin Johnson. I think he stopped Kevin Johnson on cuts. But anyways, they're supposed to fight. We know Yoka just ran through Duopa. They're supposed to fight, but I'm not sure if Petar Malas has COVID. I'm not sure. I tried to look it up. I couldn't find anything. But Jueco and Yoka, I expect to fight. It should be an interesting little slugfest. I'm telling you, man, that Jueco dude, I'm telling you, I'm not saying he's these guys, because these guys are champions, former world champions, but he's like a mixture of like Wilder and Cunningham, in my opinion, like a lower tier version of it when you watch him fight. But I expect Yoka to get the job done, man. But yeah, they're gonna be fighting for that European heavyweight title. Appreciate you reminding me of that, Lawrence. The Wonderful Life of Bob J says, would love Brian Howard in this weight class. Yeah, Brian Howard's another one. That's another. Brian Howard's the one that what he traded knockdowns with Travis Kaufman, right? Yeah, that's another little sneaky. You could put him in that list with the Jonathan Rices and guys like that. Those sneaky little under the radar journeymen that will fuck around and beat your prospect, man. Or you'll be wondering why your prospect got a draw in a 6 rounder with that guy. My man Natty Turner, what's good, bruh? Old school up in here. Dean Denton, what's good, man? Grimace 08. Grimace says COVID-19 KO's white, easy work, bro. Ruiz gains 100 pounds after a light snack. Robert Sims. Oh shit, Robert. Here's Robert Sims right now. He's in the chat. Salute, hey, bro. I was just telling everybody that you called out. That's crazy, man. that you called out Oscar Rivas. That's crazy. Robert Sims says, I asked for Makabu and Lerner at cruiserweight and they declined. I can't chase them forever. That's crazy, man. Tone Bangers up in here. Salute, bro. Bruce Gold says, only goes 1 pound at a time. He got to keep losing until he's fighting shape. Robert Sims back here says, if I can stay at my weight and just get ready for the fight, then I'm gonna take that belt if it's offered at Bridgerweight. And that's what I was saying, Robert. Like a lot of us traditionalists and us fans, bro, we just get tired of all these damn weight classes. But I was telling the fans on here that a lot of the fighters, man, they don't look at it like that. They're looking at another crack at another weight class to gain some type of glory, win, and fight for a world title. It's you guys' dreams as fighters. But sometimes, the fans though, man, we just think it's a lot of weight classes, uh, and just I don't know, man. I just don't think it's needed for me just watching as a fan. But hey, if you guys get in there and fight for this title, if they put you in there with whoever, I'm definitely gonna watch the fight. Shit, I ain't gonna lie to you. That's crazy though, man. That you up in here though. The War Report, what's good, bro? Yes, Tone Banker, he would. That dude will make you look crazy if you're not ready for him. Dean Denton says Bruce Goes, what's up, bro? I see Bruce Goes up in here. Dean Denton says remove cruiserweight, make heavyweight 190 to 235, add super heavyweight 235 plus, and skip this bridgerweight. Just a thought. Yeah, or just keep it how it is. But I get it. You're trying to come up with a solution to what we have, but you know. Lawrence Williams says Howard stopped Negron at 1 round. Crazy, man. You guys are bringing up everybody that I'm watching, or that's crazy that you bringing up Negron because I'm watching Negron versus Breazeale. Well, that fight just ended. Now they're showing. Now my Apple TV is going to Wilder versus Breazeale. We know how this one ends. But yeah, Howard did stop Negron at 1 round. You're right. The War Report says Dweko is exciting, but I have Yoka beating him too. Here, Tia's Boxer says he just got KO'd by Frank Sanchez. Tiny Tim says, yo, from the UK. Robert Sims says, oh, trust, I understand. Tia's Boxer says, hey, Rob, man, have you ever had talks or I don't know if you follow him in the amateurs, but with Jermaine Franklin? Have they ever talked to you about Jermaine Franklin? Grimace, so wait, bro, that ain't happening. He said remove all the weight classes, every man for himself. Call out anyone, then scrap. Yeah, that's some video game type shit, man. That's not happening, bro. But damn, man, sometimes I get so mad at the weight classes, I damn near feel like that, man. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Dean Denton says I love heavyweight fights between 1900 2004, prior prior to the random 250-pound guys, but yes, or keep it as is. I get it. I get it. But yeah, Rob, I'm not sure since you here. Shit, I'm gonna just talk about since you. I'm not sure when exactly you joined the live, but I did say I did highlight your fight that you do, your last fight. You was fighting some tall, light skinned cat. I forgot the dude's name, man, but I know you suffered a nasty cut in that fight. You like to box from the outside, a shorter guy that likes to box from the outside on the back foot, come forward with some combinations, but you like to turn, make dudes miss, counter. You fight like that for a shorter guy, kind of like how Joey Dweko, the dude from Philly, fights for your height and size. And I'm thinking you were calling Rivas out not because he's just number one, but because you probably seen the fight he had against Silveira Luis and the success that Brian Jennings was having in the fight with Rivas, and that's turning them, countering them, using a jab, making them miss. Let me see. James Dag says more belts, more so means more sanctioning fees. Yeah, they got to keep their lights on somehow, right? These sanctioning bodies. All right, look, I'm happy for this one, man, because I've been wanting to see Dominic Breazeale back in the ring. Um, we ain't seen him in the ring since he been knocked out by Deontay Wilder, right? Uh, a fight with and even in that Wilder fight, when he got backed into the corner, which I'm watching right now, he did throw a nice little right hand to hit two of them actually, to hit Wilder on the side of the head, make Wilder back up, and he was being aggressive. The same Dominic Breazeale. However, he was the same Dominic Breazeale, standing straight up, easy target to hit. He's a humongous as far as height and weight. You're not going to miss him. You can literally close your eyes and you'll touch him. Um, so he's going to bring action, right? but he did suffer a brutal, nasty first round knockout. Now I've seen fighters that are greater than Dominic Breazeale come back from things like that. You should look at Floyd Patterson. It happened to him twice when he fought Sonny Liston. Some guys haven't came back after getting knocked out in the first round, right? We never seen the great. He was a great fighter, Michael Spinks, when he fought Mike Tyson. You know, I seen Bone Crusher Smith knock out Tim Witherspoon in one round. We go on and on, right? So Brazil won't be the first guy to suffer a first round knockout, right? Shit, Buster Douglas, the fight before his, I think his last fight, he got knocked out one round by Lou Savarese in like '98 or something like that. Then he retired in '99, I think, or something like that, right? So a plethora of heavyweights been knocked out in one round. All right, so it's not, nothing we've ever seen before. But how will Brazil punch resistant be? Will he come out? Will he be gunshot? That's kind of, thinking of it like that is kind of awkward because Brazil just loves to come forward full of energy and wants to bang. But I've seen him go on the back foot some shit. He did it against early in the fight with Mir Mansour. Anthony Joshua put him on the back a little bit, you know what I mean? And made him back up. All right. So will he come out fighting like that? Will he kind of fight like he fought against Negron? And Otto Wallin's a southpaw. Wallin does have decent boxing skills. Early in his come up fights, he was doing a lot of circling and moving and being on the outside. But once he came over to America, he got that fight with Fury, and he fought Nick Kisner. I believe that fight ended with a cut, and then he fought just this summer. He fought Travis Kaufman, right? Wallin's way more aggressive now. He's fighting way more aggressive. I know that fight with Fury, although he lost, put a chip on his shoulder, right? He wants to prove to everybody, like, hey man, that shit wasn't no fluke. I didn't just, give him some good rounds and that's it. Nah, I'm a viable threat in the heavyweight division. I think this is a good test for both guys to show shit. The only guys that beat Brazil, right? He had a war with Israel Gano as well. But the only guy that beat Brazil, only two guys, is Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder. And he's a former Olympian, all right? So, and he's not 39 years old, 40 years old, if he has a good showing right now against Wallin shit, he could throw him right back in the mix. You know what I'm saying? So to see if Brazil's back, to see where he's at, and then to see if Otto Wilder, if he can beat Brazil, he can add his name to Joshua and Wilder and say, hey man, I'm only the third guy to beat Dominic Brazil. So, and if he comes ready to fight and fight how he fought against Kaufman and coming forward and being aggressive, this can be an explosive fight. Explosive. Brazil's kind of like Joyce in that manner of, it looks slow, it looks very sloppy. Get hit even if you have your eyes closed, right? But they put that pressure on, and they're big guys, man. They get the leaning and pressing on you and grabbing you and putting you in the headlock and adding that physicality. They can turn the tide of a fight. That's what I thought, right? And I know Wilder got rid of him in one round with the right hand, you know what I mean? But a worry I had in this fight for Wilder going into it was, hey man, what about when Brazil starts to lean his body on you? We don't, as fight fans, sometimes we don't consider that as much. We just go by who has the better boxing skills. That guy's going to win. But sometimes you have to add that element of physicality, man. It can dirty you up and murky now, right? Guys not giving you space to show your boxing skills, right? They're putting that goddamn pressure on you, then they're going to make you fight. They're going to make you grab and hold, and you're going to have to wait for the ref to break you and all that type of shit, man. Um, and Brazil, I believe he would have took it there had he had the opportunity, but Wilder didn't let it get that far. You know what I mean? But I think it's a good fight for Wilder, good fight for Brazil overall. That's my thoughts on that. Let me see what you guys gonna. I'm just read you guys what you got to say about this, and I'm gonna get off, man. I'm not gonna be too redundant or make this too long, man. Then tomorrow I'm gonna go live again, and before I get you guys comments, tomorrow I'm gonna go live again, and I'm gonna go over the winners. I put up polls. If you guys haven't seen those polls, go to them and vote, man. But the KO of the year right now, Povetkin is running away with that. Upset of the year, Povetkin is running away with that with the votes. Heavyweight performer of the year. People have Tyson. The polls show that Tyson Fury's winning that, and there was another category. Um, there's another category too, man. But you guys go check those polls. Make sure you get your votes in, and we'll chop it up tomorrow about all that stuff, man. But let me see what you guys are saying in the chat before I get off here. Cheesemaker says should just redo the weight classes like UFC. Tone Banger says Makabu can bang. Yes, he can. Lawrence Williams. Brian Howard needs to go back to light heavy, says TS Boxing. Let me see here. Um, TS Boxing says, I think Otto Wallin is overrated. If he has nothing to keep him off Breazeale will KO him late. Yeah, he better use that boxing, that outboxing skill I seen in his earlier fights when he was coming up, albeit against limited opposition. But again, he was able to show that skill set. You know what I mean? So, and I think Wilder is the quicker. I think he's quicker, hand speed and moving on his feet than Breazeale. But Breazeale has a long ass reach, and it doesn't take. He has one of them reaches, man, where he can touch you from halfway across the ring with his long ass arms. So once his body starts to bump up against Wallin, because Wallin was having some trouble with Fury when he was busting Fury up a little bit. What did Fury do? Start the maul him and ragdoll, right? That's how Breazeale likes to fight. Although Breazeale isn't a sharp puncher like Fury, he will put that type of physicality on Wallin. But shit, Wallin, had his experience dealing with it in the Fury fight. The War Report says put a cap on the heavyweight, 270 pounds max. He says. Um, Grimace always says Lovejoy versus Breazeale. That'd be a good man. Lovejoy versus anybody. Shit, Lovejoy versus anybody. Get this smoke. What's good, bro? Shout out to Get This Smoke, man. I see you all everywhere getting into debates, man. Shout out to my man Get This Smoke. S. Clayton, what's good, bro? Tone Banger says serious inquiry. Who the fuck has secret? Yo, Tone, exactly. And shout out to Chris, man. He does. Hey, I used to think Shannon Briggs was doing the best job promoting himself on social media. Christopher Lovejoy is right there as well because nobody's seen him fight, but he somehow, some way is rated by the WB. Last I checked, he was like 14 by the WBA. Nobody's ever seen him fight. And I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to throw jab. I'm literally being honest. I haven't seen one, and I've been looking high and low in the daytime with a flashlight trying to see one of these dudes fights, and I can't find one of them. But he's 19-0 with 19 knockouts. He looks the part. He looks like a big motherfucker that can punch. I've seen him hit the mitts. You know what I mean? It sounds like fireworks going off, but I've never seen a real fight. Robert Sims says, me and Jermaine Franklin trained together, same trainer and all, we brothers. So when he went to the Golden Gloves, I did other tournaments. Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up, bro. The War Report says Lovejoy got talent. The boxing guys won't allow him to pass. Y'all trip it up in here. Lawrence Williams says Lovejoy has a fight coming up in January back in Mexico. Yeah, that's where, and bro, Lawrence, I'm okay with Christopher. It's like if you're 19-0 with 19 knockouts, and I've said this before, why not put that in the highlight package the way they did Mike Tyson when he was coming up? Remember they put all them highlight packages on ESPN and just show all his knockouts, right? Promote them like that. Why? I'm wondering why ain't Chris damn just putting up Instagram videos of you talking, like put up Instagram videos highlighting your 19 knockouts. Even if it's just a little 30-second clip of you knocking motherfuckers in the next week. That will gain even more momentum, right? Or am I just a dude on YouTube talking shit? I don't know, man. That's what I would do. If I was managing him or if I was in his team, that's what I would do. Count Drago, man, I appreciate that $2 holla. He says, best heavyweight talk on the planet. Good work. I appreciate that, man. 10 years and running here on YouTube talking about heavyweight boxing, man. So I do this, man. I do this. Yeah, that's his name, Robert Sims. Colby Madison. You guys go check that fight out. Robert Sims versus Colby Madison. And I can't believe, bro, that you came to this chat, man. And I was, planning on highlighting you calling out Revis, man. So I'm still kind of still think that's kind of funny, but that's what's up though. BG London, what's good, bro? Tone Banger says I'm just waiting to see who Dillian White will choose to be his next opponent. Shit, he ain't gonna have to choose, man, because Justin Million says, nah, Davis had the KO to be KO of the year. Not see, hey Justin, bro, maybe you new to the channel, bro, but everything's pertaining around heavyweights here. So if it's KO of the year, I meant at heavyweight. Performer of the year, I mean at heavyweight. Everything is about heavyweight. But that KO was nasty. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. That uppercut was nasty. that Tank landed on Santa Cruz. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna hold you. That shit was nasty. But on this channel though, bro, everything revolves around the heavyweights. God of War, what's up, man? Grimace always says they lost the camera at all Lovejoy fights. Maybe he's doing it on purpose, man. I'm not sure. Maybe Chris is doing that on purpose, that he don't want nobody to see him. He just wants you to know that he's a big motherfucker with a right hand, and he wants you to be, some type of mystery. Maybe guys won't know how to train for him, or they won't know what to expect. Maybe he's trying to use that, uh, like the element of surprise type of angle. You know what I'm saying? But I would rather go with just showing people, even if you just show the one punch that knocked the guy out, not even the whole fight, but just the last sequence of your knockouts. You know what I mean? And put that in a package, like 45 seconds to a minute long. Man, that's how you do it. I don't know, man. Maybe that's just me. Carlton Penn was good, man. He said, I think Frank Sanchez is the next heavyweight champ. Um, he definitely has the skill. He definitely goes out there and goes for the kill in his fights. I watched the fights with Julian Hernandez. His last fight knocked him off the damn ring. You know what I mean? So he will come out throwing punches. He's you know, looking for him, but he has a tough hill to climb, though, man. Because not even talking about Wilder, Fury, and AJ, just not even them guys, but the Herkovics and the Michael Hunters and the guys of that nature, even the Zhang Lees and guys like that, he has a mountain to climb, man. Anything can happen, right? So shit, you couldn't have told me that Ruiz was going to beat AJ that night, even though I said that going into that fight, it's not going to be easy for AJ, but I expect him to pull it out, right? You never would have, so, and list goes on and on, right? So anything can happen, man. Count Drago says, Focus Ball, what's good, bro? Count Drago says, Lovejoy versus Frank Sanchez or Jagger versus Jennings. Shit, sign me up for all of them. Sign me up. Tone Banger says, it's a tie between Wilder versus Breazeale and Povetkin versus White for KO of the year for me. Um, nah, Tone, I think Wilder knocked Breazeale out last year, bro. Yeah, right? Yeah. Yeah, he knocked him out last year. Yeah, Wilder knocked Breazeale out last year, bro. Cause remember Wilder fought Fury, and that fight seemed like years ago for some reason. But Wilder fought Fury in February. Although for some reason that shit like it was like years ago. But yeah, so nah, bro, you got your years mixed up, Tone. But hey, y'all, I ain't gonna talk your ears off, man. I'm not gonna get redundant and get repetitive with this shit, man. Um, I'm gonna get. Oh, one more thing, man. Shouts out to Fred. Barbershop Conversations. I did see the interrogation slash interview that took place, man. And look, man, all jokes aside, one thing right now I know that Fury, Wilder, they're in mediation, right? And the mediator is going to decide where it's going to go from there. Hopefully, they come to a conclusion soon. Um, Either whether it's Wilder and Fury 3, or if they move on and say, hey, man, let AJ and Fury fight. And if they somehow say, okay, we'll let you guys fight, but we're going to vacate that WBO and let Usyk fight somebody. Look, man, if that were to happen, the way I look at shit, man, is why not have, if AJ and Fury's happens and they let the WBO go, why not have Wilder versus Usyk for that WBO, AJ versus Fury, either have it like a dual pay-per-view, split venue type thing, or maybe have it like a week apart, because Wilder, who did he fight? He fought somebody a week apart from AJ last year. I think when AJ fought Takam and Wilder fought, I forgot who he fought. But we can do that type of thing, right? Um, but then I know George Joyce is going to have a lot to say, man. If that were to happen, Wilder versus Usyk for the vacant WBO, if that were to happen, Joyce will have something to say about that. Joyce will be pissed off because he beat Dubois when Dubois was number 2 by the WBO, and I think Joyce was number 7 at the time they fought. I looked at the new rankings for the WBO, and Joyce is at number 2 right now. Usyk at number 1. All right, but I don't know what they're going to do, man. But I did see the interview, and I will say this, man. There was some things that made me scratch my head what Sugar Hill was talking about. Uh, Mainly when they asked him, because for the longest we were all sitting here saying, "Hey man, well, where are the gloves? Where do you think? Whether you think he cheated or you think he was squeaky clean, whatever your opinion is about it, that's fine." What I'm saying is a lot of us were saying, "Damn, where's the gloves at? Where's the gloves at?" And a lot of us didn't know. Didn't And Sugar Hill said he has the gloves. And I forgot who asked him this question, but somebody asked him, "Well, shit, would you show the gloves?" And he was like, "Nah, why?" And I thought that was just weird from a fan's point of view. Like, well, shit, because all this shit that's been said and been accused, right? Why wouldn't you just show us? And he said he wasn't at home during that interview, and if he was, he wouldn't show us anyways. And I just thought that was kind of weird. But hey, if you're looking at it, if you're defending Fury and Sugar Hill, you would say, well, shit, was with everything, all the allegations getting thrown around, a lawyer would probably tell him, dude, don't you show them shit. You don't show them gloves unless that shit is court order. And that's why I want to see this go to court, man, because when Wilder came out and said that he has a whole bunch of information that he hasn't even revealed to the public yet, that really made me open my eye. Whether you think he's lying or not, just the fact that he said it, I'm just curious. I just want to see what it is. Maybe it's a bunch of hot garbage. Maybe it's some shit that'll make you think, hold up, this dude was cheating. You know what I mean? I just want to see because Wilder said it, so I want to see what's going on. Whether it's he's lying or he's telling the truth. You know what I mean? Um, but when you say you're not gonna show the gloves, it's kind of I was wondering that kind of made me scratch my head like, bro, why won't you just show the gloves? Especially if you ain't got nothing to hide. You think all this is a joke anyways, and people are bullshitting. I mean, if it was me, I'll just show y'all. Like, look, see, shit, ain't nothing wrong with it. I would squeeze them in everything. You know what I mean? But if they have to go to court, I'm sure if this shit goes to court, I'm sure they're gonna bring them gloves into question. I would think. I'm not a lawyer, you know what I mean? But I would think, right? Um, and you know what I'm saying? And when he was asked about Fury's past, do you think that Fury's past would be a good enough reason for people to think that this guy's probably cheated? And he said, yeah, you know, with the faulty drug test, the boar meat, the coke use, and all this shit. You know, he had his past isn't squeaky clean, right? But I also will say this too, though, man. And I've seen a lot of people being body language experts and facial expression experts and all that, and that's totally fine, right? But my thing is this though, man. Some people are just bad at getting in. They're bad at getting interviewed. Like me and my wife, we watched this shit on Netflix. It was on our Netflix and chill, right? We binge watched this one about the 1996 Atlanta Olympic game bomber. And just watching this dude getting interviewed, the way the movie portrayed it, you would damn thought this dude committed that crime. He was just nervous. It's just his body language is all fucked up, right? If you just look at how he got interrogated, you would think, oh, there's no way this. I know this dude did it. Just look at this shit, but he didn't do it. He didn't. Now I'm not saying it's clear as Sugar Hill. I'm just saying, man. Some people are horrible when they get interrogated. Like one of my kids, right? I'm not gonna say which one, but one of them, they have a tendency to just have like a nervous smile. Whenever we're asking them what happened, they have a nervous smile. But you know what? They be telling the truth about the shit we're asking them about. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, I'm just pointing it out there, man, because people are like, oh, look at his eye, look at his right, look how his right eye moved when he asked him that question. Look how he set up when he asked him that question. And I get it, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying sometimes though, you do have people that are bad at getting interrogated and they may be innocent, right? But I did see the interview though, man. That shit was funny. That shit was super funny, man. Cause some of the questions, like I said, the one that stood out, and then when he was saying that he's evil like that, he was saying it was just certain stuff that he was saying. But when it's all said and done, if you watch the interview, whatever you took away from it, whether you think he did it or not, my thing is I want to see a third fight, and I want to see the shit go to court too, just because I want to see what would happen in court. I want to see a third fight as well. All right, because right now is, and I guess that's what the mediator is going to decide on, right? He's going to decide on whether the contract should, and what happens should be extended, because that's what Wilder and those guys are saying, or he's going to, look at Tyson Fury's side of it and say, hey, man, that contract has been expired. It's time to move on. You missed your opportunity. And I guess that's what the mediator is going to decide on. I guess we'll just wait and see, man, because right now everything is a bunch of fucking speculation. All right. That's pretty much it. Let me see. Tone Banger says exactly whether he's lying or telling truth. Yeah, Tone, that's all I want. People like, well, you just believe him. I'm like, no, I just want to see whether he look, man, whether he's lying or telling the truth. I just want to see this shit go to court. So then that way, it's a topic, it's a situation that went to court, and a verdict was made, and then we can fully move on from this shit. That's what I would like to see. But I also want to see some damn fights too. Shit, I still want to see Wilder versus AJ, AJ versus Fury. Look, man, just because I want to see this shit go to court does not mean I don't want to see all these dudes fight each other at the end of the day. Because it'd be a shame, man, if we get past this era of heavyweights and we didn't see Wilder versus AJ, we didn't see AJ versus Fury, and so on and so forth. That should just be, it'd just be corny, man. It'd be really corny. Rather, whoever your favorite fighter is, what fighter you don't like, that shit would be corny. BG London says, just finished watching Lennox Lewis Untold Story documentary, narrated by Dr. Dre. I got to check that one out, man. I heard about that too. All right. Count Drago says, what is the Bridgerweight division? 240? Is it? Nah, it's between 200. You weigh in between 200 and 224 pounds. The only sanctioning body that has a top 15 and has a belt for the division right now is the WBC, who the damn division was made up by. God of War says there will. He says there will never be a heavyweight undisputed fight. Too much politics. Man, I hope you're wrong, man. But shit, the way I'm looking at it, and the way all these rematches are set up, and if there is a match, then this fight, then this belt's going to be uh vacated and all this shit, man. And then with all these rematches, man, because it's like, okay, then it if I don't know, it's just all these rematches when all the belts are not involved. There's like two or three belts involved over here, but they're about to fight twice, and over here this is happening, but this is gonna get vacated. Man, it's gonna be another 20 damn years because there's always gonna be an excuse not to make undisputed. There will always be an excuse. Well, such and such need his rematch. Oh nope, such and such needs to defend his title. Oh no, it's just an ongoing thing. Look, man, when the Klitschko brothers were active, I understood that. Even though it kind of was pissing me off, I still understood that. It's two brothers. They're never going to fight each other. We're not going to see undisputed until one of these dudes call it quits. Um, right? And then now you got this shit going on with the gloves beforehand. Before this, we couldn't get Wilder and AJ in the ring. Before that, Parker had a strap, but then Parker, just bullshit, man. I want to see an undisputed champion sooner than later, man. Hopefully we get it this year or 20 by the end of 2021. I'm not holding my breath at this point, man. I just want to see the best fight we can get. Hopefully it's treading towards undisputed. Meanwhile, hopefully it's just the best fighting the best, to some degree, the top 10. You know what I mean? But I'm out, man. You guys be good. I'm gone.